Alright, gotta do this hopefully, well, quick-ish. It's late. I'm, again, way out of, I can't be doing this shit. But anyway, I'll get this posted by the morning. Anyway, RabidApe, yay, made a video. But, yeah, it really wasn't a good video. So, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a ton of stuff to argue with here. And it kind of goes back to, my last contact with RabidApe before he went to school and, did his thing. He was doing this hopeful stuff. And I remember Fake Sagan actually made a video saying, RabidApe, you're just totally, you're drinking unicorn juice here. You're out of your mind. And then Fake Sagan, recanted that because he said, I sound like Mendham and I don't want to sound like Mendham. So that was sort of funny. But anyway, RabidApe's always tended to be an optimistic sort. But I mean, come on. When are you going? Are some of you little happy pappy atheists ever going to get serious and actually have a serious conversation where you don't have like even Dawkins is doing this now. Where you don't make arguments in your dissertations where you say things like "I would like" and "I sure hope." I mean, fuck. I mean, if you're going to do that, then why don't we just go back to, why don't you just say, okay, theist, I don't have an argument for you. Because, we don't really operate about what the truth is. We're just going to talk about what we want to be true. So if you want there to be a God, and you want there to be a Jesus, you want there to be a hope and be saved and all that stuff, it's okay because we're all allowed to just indulge our wants and fantasies about what could be or what should be. We won't talk about what's likely to be. So, well, anyway, I'll get to the video.
Liam, RabidApe, I appreciate the response there. Antinatalism, huh? I've actually gone through sort of that same thought process before, back when I was a depressed emo teenager. And to a certain...
Oh, gee, just a little bit patronizing, huh? Yeah. And he says here, I'm not calling you a depressed emo kid, by the way. Well, I think you are. I think that's what that's called, actually. You didn't say it directly, but you said it with every indirect innuendo possible. I mean, I could be patronizing and say something silly like, well, yeah, I looked at the stars when I was a kid. I said, oh, yeah, it's stars, and they're like billions of miles away, and it doesn't matter what the fuck they're doing. So any asshole would go to college for years to learn the math to calculate what their fucking orbit is. It's got to be a real fuck nut, because they're wasting their fucking time, because none of that information's ever going to do them any fucking goddamn good. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I figured it out when I was 5. This is, that's a bullshit tactic.
Extent, I really think it's logically sound in the sense that, you don't know what kind of life someone is going to be born into. And if you're just weighing the balance of suffering and happiness, it's definitely a gamble.
Well, those are two big ones, right? So you're conceding the point that life could be, it can be marginal and it can be really crappy. And that if you're logical, you say, well, I'm not going to impose that risk. So that's an emo kid thing. That kind of logic is emo kiddie. You grow out of it. You ride a few roller coasters, you eat some cotton candy, and you start, porridge. Is that how it works? Just you get dumber as you get older. The logic no longer seems like logic anymore. And now it seems more realistic to say, oh, I don't care if it's a risk equation. I don't care if I'm imposing it. I don't care if the world looks like shit and there's 7 billion people on it. I'll have a kid anyway because I'm not logical anymore. I mean, what the fuck? Does that make any sense to you? I mean, if I made that argument, wouldn't you be able to say, that's really fucked up? I mean, aren't you talking right out of your ass here? Aren't you being, like, totally contradicting your own statement that you just made? Oh, it sounds logically sound, but fuck logic.
But I just think as a practical matter, it's impractical.
Oh well, atheism is totally impractical, RabidApe. I mean, it really is totally impractical. If you want to have a life where you're going to be able to overcome and be strong and keep getting through everything and not get depressed or get down, well, you need a God on your shoulder. It's totally practical, and it makes you capable of wiping out your adversaries and your enemies. You can just say God hates them, and then you have an excuse to kill them all. So, I mean, it's totally impractical not to be religious. I mean, really, is this all it's going to be about? You're going to make some argument from pragmatic practicality-tude or something? I mean, that's what the truth is. The truth is not practical. So, fuck the truth. And yeah, let's believe in, what the hell was this? Italian ice. Let's believe in the cup of Italian ice. Okay? We don't have to do a spaghetti monster, right? We could just do the cup of Italian ice. And let's just believe in that instead, because fuck logic, fuck the truth. It's not practical.
And if, for the time being, we obviously can't know for sure. I personally believe that humans aren't the only intelligent species in the universe, but we are the only one who...
I personally believe. Okay, so you personally believe it, but you don't personally believe it based on logic, right? You don't personally believe it based on any evidence. So you just personally believe it like somebody personally believes in the Bible was written by God. So again, we're just back to how do you argue with other people having illegitimate sources of belief if you're just going to say, well, I got some illegitimate beliefs and they're pretty cool, and yeah, I'm not using them as an argument here. I'm just expressing it for the sake of it. Just entertain the audience, I guess, right? I'll just let you know what I personally believe because, somebody asked me a direct question, had a list of premises, and yeah, so I'm just going to fluff it off in this fluff off kind of manner by just talking out of my ass about what I personally believe. Yeah, great, thanks. Super.
know about. And I think a universe devoid of observers is kind of pointless. I can't.
Oh, it's kind of pointless. Oh, it's pointless. So again, we're grasping for the God here, right? Because how the fuck else is there not going to be observers unless there's a God to create the observers, right? If they're necessary to the process, well, you're going to need a God to do it. All right, because goddamn chemistry, you can personally believe that it just poofs living things that do the consciousness thing all over the fucking universe. But it took 4 billion years to put scurvy butt ugly humans here, okay? And their intelligence is pretty fucking dim. They're not even very good observers, right? I mean, most of them haven't even observed correctly, correct? Most of them believe in fucking gods and shit, you idiot. So they're really lousy observers. So why the fuck do we need a universe with a bunch of assholes who can't even observe it properly and get it correct? And you're basically endorsing incorrect because you're saying don't be logical, don't do what seems like the rational thing because that's not pragmatic and that's not practical. No, believe in bullshit because you want to. I mean, damn, can't you? I mean, you are so out of practice. I mean, you're making like 7,000 logical contradicting errors here. I mean, this is a horrible video.
And that logically or rationally, but it's how I feel. I'd rather there be people than not.
Oh, well, isn't that super? Yeah, I'd rather there not be a replicating frickin' piece of DNA running the universe. I think that would be rather stupid. Climb a hill to climb a hill, huh? Because it's there. I mean, you really think that's valuable? We need things to be here to do things because it's here, huh? So we need things to be here to observe us doing things that we're only doing because it's there, huh? Yeah, sorry. I like Mohammed's snake-bitey hell story better. This one's silly.
And so, and if everyone embraced your position there, then yeah, there would be no more people, and that's not something I'm willing to endorse.
What a crazy idea that we would apply scrutiny to the idea of a molecule replicating. Of course, if a molecule can be replicated, it should replicate. And even if we were even if the dominant species was Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it ruled the world for 5 billion years, that would be super cool because it's green and red go together. I mean, the two colors. It's green is very complementary to red, and Tyrannosaurus just make lots of red on the green, and so it really works for me. Oh, fuck. Do you believe in evolution? I mean, do I have to actually ask you the question? Do you actually believe in evolution? I mean, we came from a DNA molecule, right? Um, I mean, nothing God inspired, nothing brilliant. It's a replicating piece of peanut butter, right? And you think it's somehow doing something? It's accomplishing something because you can contemplate your fucking ass? I mean, come on.
But one way I could sort of take that argument and spin it around a little bit is, I like to think that as our society progresses and we get better at medicine and reducing violence and all these sorts of things, that
Yeah, hopey, 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 hopey. You know what we're getting better at? We're getting better at killing people from our bunkers 5,000 miles away. All right? That's what we're getting better at, Rabid. Okay? We're getting better at, we already know, we can make a million megaton bomb. I mean, a million megaton bomb. We can do it. All right? So, I mean, what's the next better thing? We'll use this little halon collidery thing, do some kind of, fissiony fusiony thingy, whatever, blah blah blah, and we'll create some other technology that can be used even more maliciously. Come on, get real. There's no hopey here. There is every reason to be um, 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 struck with a deep and abiding pause at this circumstance, and a fear that one wrong step, and this is a disaster. And there's every reason to just, at least hit the pause button, human race. At least hit the pause button and wait and see if we can figure out if there's some exit strategy, some way that we actually do get to the future without making a horrific mess of it. And this little hopey thing, like everything's going just fine, is just such a pile of crap.
overall suffering does go down, and maybe eventually we can get to a point.
Yeah, right. So I think that's another game you people play, right? Because you have some percentages, is okay that you can just write this shit off. Well, I'm sorry, I just can't see it that way personally. Okay, I mean the fact that there's 6 billion happy people and only 1 billion, that are in jeopardy of being macheted to death and living on gruel. Well, maybe statistically you're doing better than you were when there were only 2 million people on the whole fucking planet. But from my standards, okay, it's a huge holocaust. So again, I mean, I've asked the question before, but how many people would have to die in World War III for you to put up your hand and say no mas? I mean, why didn't you just deal with the fucking the premises he had in his video and just refute one of them? All right. I mean, the fail-safe, the default should be don't bother because there is nothing to be accomplished. You can't hurt a non-existent being. You can't deprive him of some sort of need to be here because no such need exists. The need is all in your fucking goddamn deluded little brain, okay? You're not accomplishing anything. We are not accomplishing anything. We are serving no function in the universe. We are just little bugs eating each other on a fucking planet, all right? It has no universal consequence whatsoever, all right? It's just a futile and pointless DNA competition. Ugh. It's evolution, fucker.
Where these things are relics of the past, and then everyone born after that point would live in relative happiness and
not die, right? I mean, look, I made this point before, but let's just say, I mean, look, we know death is a biological function that we could probably unravel the necessity of it, okay? Because it's genetically been allowed to be a fixture of our existence because, yes, it makes reproduction practical. You can't have reproduction if you don't have destruction. So what happens, though, if we do break that egg? Everybody will give up on reproduction so quickly, won't they? When you're handing them 1,000-year life and you say the rules of 1,000-year life is you can't procreate, I'm sure everybody will just get over it in a second, no problem. They'll no longer see this need anymore, right? So this is all just ego bullshit, right? There's nothing else here. There's ego. That's all there is. There's an attachment, a silly fucking goddamn attachment. Um, it's like these silly people have to reintroduce an animal to an environment. It's no fucking point in doing it. It just becomes a menace to itself and the human beings. It accomplishes nothing, and they're doing it for the sake of some dopey aesthetics. Ugh, this is just so fucking dumb.
All of those people that come afterwards, if you're weighing the balance, their future happiness and well-being could outweigh the current suffering that we have today. Obviously, we can't.
Yeah, outweigh by you. So you'll make, how many victims is okay for you to make? How many people will you enslave to your fantasies of a bright and beautiful future? 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000. I mean, how minimumist does the naysayer have to be? 1 million people are committing suicide a year now. So if we cut that number to 50,000, what number does it have to be? Or what number does it have to get to before you finally say, oh yeah, that's no good. That's just too high a risk. I mean, I just don't buy this crap that as people get smarter, they're going to find this tic-tac-toe game more and more engaging. All right? That they're going to find it easier and easier to get caught up with it. Especially when they're learning sooner and sooner in life that, yeah, human beings are full of shit. I mean, the only thing that got me through my childhood was the delusion in my head that I was the idiot and these adults really did know what the fuck they were doing and I just didn't understand them. All right, and then I realized eventually that, oh no, that's right, they're the fucking idiots, and I was the one who got it right. And so, yeah, but a kid today ain't going to be fooled no more. I mean, he sees the idiot adults. He sees them make fools of themselves every fucking day on TV. So the jig is up. So they're going to scrutinize life. They're going to scrutinize the purpose of their existence. They're going to scrutinize all that shit much earlier. And so the game's going to even have less meaning to them. They're going to have even less capacity to get caught up in some sort of keep up with the Smithises and the Joneses and the rest of this bullshit. Fuck you. They're going to play a video game and get the fuck out of here. They're going to keep looking for ways to escape your booby hatch, not to embrace it or endorse it or to say, oh yeah, where's my seat on the Looney Tune ride?
Know that. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's not something that's going to keep me up at night.
Yeah, it's only the most important subject in the universe, right? Whether or not we are actually functioning to an adequate level of efficiency. Right? Now, can we take this a little bit scientifically, like we're evaluating a car's performance? Now, is animal kind really efficient enough? RabidApe? I mean, really? Is it okay that 9 out of 10 cubs don't reach their first birthday? Is it really okay? I mean, look, we can go down the list of all the carnage out there. These organisms that just live for this short period of time, just get beat up, and, scavenge a little bit of food, do a little fucking, and then die hard. Why would you endorse that and say, yeah, it's great that they just keep doing that for millions and perhaps even billions of years? Organisms for billions of years just redundantly do the same shit over and over and over and over again. And the reason why they keep doing it is because we keep erasing their memory. And that's the only reason. I mean, why? Why wouldn't you scrutinize the most important question in the world, and that one isn't the one that keeps you up at night? Some dumb question like, I wonder how much gravity there is between the black space and the empty space of the 15th star of the 18th galaxy of the Newman cluster, or some kind of bullshit. That keeps you up, but the most important question in the world, nah, who cares? I ain't gonna worry about that one.
I don't know. I appreciate the thought, and hope to talk to you soon, or more, or all the above.
Yeah, well, like I said, you talked right past it. You talked just right past it. You just said, fuck the issue, fuck the subject. I'll just, I'll cotton candy, I'll sticky finger on it. I'll get, my little 4-year-old chocolate finger mess on it. All right, I won't take it seriously. I won't give any of the thought that you gave the subject the same amount of thought. Well, whatever. There's no point in going into that context. But, whatever. I mean, I know this is your whatever. This is your sport in life. You're a feel-good, be happy, let's have a beer and play a tune, blah 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 kind of guy. So maybe you should respond to videos that ask dumber questions like, is your shirt inside out? I'm not quite sure. Um, you know, I mean, some guy in the comments, he had to ask it because the poster writing is backwards, and so he had to find out. Oh, yeah, it's a mirror trick. Duh. Yeah, that's a fascinating subject, right? So you could stick to something like that. But yeah, I would have preferred you not even bother responding if this is what you're going to do to subjects. And then we could do it, we could argue about the whole Drake equation thing because you got that so fucking wrong. I mean, I know you're conceding there, you got no reason to believe there's life in the universe. But there's reason not to believe it. Okay, there really is. There's a whole bunch of reasons to understand that life this doesn't just happen all over the place. It's bizarre chemistry, strange chemistry, really fucked up chemistry. All right, it's more fucked up than a diamond or more fucked up than an emerald. It's like triple emerald. It's like an emerald inside of a diamond. All right, how many of those have we found? So anyway, so I don't think there's much else here. Yes, this is the flip of the camera thing here. So it's just so fascinating. Yeah, way to take the subject seriously. So anyway, I don't tweets. That's just the male human guy responding to the other idiot. So yeah, he was taking care of that shit for me. Very good. Yeah, so that's probably enough. But anyway, it's nice seeing you, but I hated this video. I really did hate it. It's crap. It's garbage. You committed all those same fallacy kind of arguments that you pick at among the religious fuckwats. So that was really lame. But it was under 2 minutes, which is, it was 2 minutes 15 seconds. That was pretty good. Yeah, this video's 22 minutes. Yeah, perfect. Perfect ratio. 10-1. Yeah, sorry about that. You don't have to watch it. Yeah, just let you know.